Recognise this as the site of a protest against the arms trade. The people are locked on here with chains. The police have said that they are arresting them, and they have brought a rather large wire cutter. I don't know if the camera can catch that. They're about ready to cut them out. The people here, the rebels, had several of them had said that they would be happy to walk away, but they were told that they would be arrested anyway. So despite the fact that the people wanted to peacefully end this, the police insisted that no matter what they did, they would be arrested. So this woman is currently being cut out. I'm not sure that we're getting it on the camera, but they're using a very big cutter to cut through the chain where she's chained on. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. Even though they were happy to walk away and say that they had exercised their right to protest and would leave peaceably, the police said, "We'll arrest you no matter what you do." So they have stayed, and one by one, I believe, they're now going to be cut out. I'm just going to go to one of our folks here and say, how does this make you feel?
Well, it's such a waste of police resources, isn't it? They could be out catching the baddies, and here they are cutting us away. It's just crazy. I don't know, sometimes I think I'm in a different world where, you know, at one time 2 and 2 made 4, and people sort of thought, yes, this is happening to the climate, so we've got to do something about it. And then I wake up in another world and people say 2 and 2, but maybe we can make a different number. I don't know. It just feels crazy. But it seems necessary, that's the thing. It seems necessary. And it shouldn't be necessary. I'm an 80-year-old retired head teacher, standing here with chains around me, getting arrested. It's stupid, isn't it?
It seems to be the only way to get attention to what seems blatantly obvious to so many people. That, you know, we have to stop the arms trade, we have to stop the destruction of people and planet.
Once you've got the evidence, I mean, I'm science trained, once you've got the evidence, you use that evidence to come to a sensible conclusion. And that's what this government isn't. And people selling these arms, they know it doesn't cause peace because we've been selling arms for years and it doesn't work. There's more and more and more wars. So it's just absolutely ridiculous.
Thank you for standing here and doing this.
I'm doing my best.
The time is 09:44, okay? You are under arrest for aggravated trespass and locking on the Public Order Act 2023, okay? You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you don't mention when questioned something which later on in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence, okay?
Okay, thank you.
This team is now just going to unclip this training, okay?
Plenty of practice saying it, doesn't it?
I don't know if the microphone's picking up what's happening. They're putting tape around the chain. The first person is being walked out who was arrested. I'm feeling really quite in a state of shock that they offered to walk away and they were told that they would be arrested anyway. I'm finding that really difficult to cope with. And here we're watching an 80-year-old ex-head teacher who just wants to leave a livable planet for his children, his grandchildren, all the children that he must have taught over those years who now have their own children. And here he is, being arrested.
They're just fetching him now. The next one down for me.
Yeah, I always find these moments really emotional. Thank you. Yeah, catch me on your camera too, hon. Thank you. You know, I've been watching the bombs every day dropping on Gaza. I watched as Hamas came with its terrible weapons of destruction into Israel. We've watched the bombs fall on Ukraine. We've watched the destruction of nature. Such deep destruction caused by this dirty arms trade. And a few people stand up. A few brave people stand up And this is what we're brought to. Yeah, brave people standing chained because somebody has to stand up and say no. Somebody has to say that there must be a different way to live in this world. That we need to invest in life. We need to invest in the technologies that are going to keep our climate stable for all life on Earth, not just for humankind, but for all life. That's where our time and money and energy should be, not creating weapons of destruction.
Also, the two lads at the back. Dan, do you want to bring them forward?
The police should be helping their community.
Thank you, Louise. Thank you.
Thank you for your bravery, my love.
Fire on the next one, so the rest things get sorted.
Yeah, cool.
I find myself at a bit of a loss for words now. Thank you. There are some cheers as they go out, but one by one, they're taken.
Rebellion! Rebellion!
5 years ago yesterday, a rebellion was declared on Parliament Square. Ordinary people standing up, saying no to business as usual. It was a small group of people who have cascaded around the world. Extinction Rebellion exists in over 78 countries now. Hundreds of local groups.
This is the start of fascism. You won't be able to say anything out loud because you'll be too noisy. You might aggravate someone. Oh my God, am I not aggravating?
So somebody over there saying that this is the start of fascism. And it's hard not to think that way when you think that these people, these police laws and the crime, the tariff, the possible tariff for locking on is so high due to the police crime and sentencing bills that have passed. You often will get stricter court sentences for doing a protest regarding the climate than many rather horrific crimes. I'll be very interested to see what happens, given the Home Office has said we need to have fewer prisoners because our prisons are overcrowded. Do they want to put these peaceful, non-violent protesters who actually didn't block the gates but let people walk through? Do we really want to put these kinds of people into prison? Or instead, should we be celebrating them as brave individuals who had the courage of their conviction and the courage to stand up? These are the models for all of us. For each one of us can find a role in this movement. Maybe you're not the person who can be locked up. Maybe you're the person who can bring the tea. Maybe you can be the person who's holding the bag.
Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Maybe you can cheer as they're taken away. Maybe you can hold the microphone like I do. And just be so grateful that there are people willing to do this. Maybe you can take the pictures. Maybe you can tell your friends and family that you watched this, that you watched good people being taken away for opposing war and ecocide. Because this is what we've come to. The institutional powers stand up for the arms trade, stand up for the right to trade in rocket-propelled grenades and drones that drop bombs on innocent civilians. This is where the institutional power chooses to gather together all these police officers to cut out these brave people who are saying, let's do things differently. And so all we can really do is witness this. All we can do is really stand with the people who have come here to say no. I'm really proud of you. Yeah. And I'm sorry this is happening to your generation. We have a young person who should be out enjoying their lives, who should be out in the time of their life, but is risking their liberty because they don't have a future if we don't act now. And so there she stands, and I'm the one with the tears in my eyes, and she's so brave. And I'm sorry to get emotional about it, but I'm sorry not sorry, because you can't experience this, I think, without feeling it. Without feeling that here we are, instead of looking for solutions, instead of addressing the climate and ecological emergency that's in front of us, instead of stopping the weapons of mass destruction, we're arresting peaceful protesters who were happy to walk away, who were happy to have made their point and then walk away. But instead, we're cutting them out and they're taking them away. Business as usual has brought us to this. And each person who is part of this should go home tonight and look at their family, look at their children, look at the nieces and nephews, and say, rather than protect the planet, I arrested people who were peacefully demonstrating.
Actually, we'll start moving back towards the other side of the gate now, please. The offence of aggravated trespass is still being committed, so if you can all start moving back towards the other side of the
I'd
house.
just like to film this last young lady, yeah? She deserves that. Thank you again. Bye-bye. "18-year-old girl. I hope you're all proud." I'm sorry I'm so emotional, but I'm not sorry. And I thank each and every one of you for standing and watching this. We're outside the Telford International Centre. An arms fair is going on inside, and several brave people stood here and made the point that this is not the future of our planet. This is the past. This is the way of destruction that has led us to the point of disaster. The scientists tell us there's no way that we won't reach 1.5 degrees of global warming. 1.5 degrees of global warming was supposed to be the cut-off point, that anything after that was disaster. Now we know that the disasters are already happening, and they're going to get so much worse. As I stand here, Storm Kieran is threatening the UK with yet more flooding. Yemen got 5 years of rain in 24 hours a few days ago. These are just a few shocking things that are happening, and they will continue to happen. And brave people will continue to resist. Stand up and resist yourself. Join us in some way so that we can stop the ecocide, so that we can stop the genocide of peoples, and so that we can find a livable future together. Let's invest in life.